Greetings! Welcome to another quality upload from the original BVF. Alright, this is Armor Inspector. It's a really great tool to have along with World of Tanks Blitz. This is a T-18 from the perspective of a French Renault Tier 1 tank. I brought this specific combination up because I was in a game recently and was absolutely amazed that a Tier 1 French tank could penetrate my Tier 2 T-18. And I had to see how could it possibly be. As you can see, this application is good for PC, Blitz, and for console. I'm waiting for an updated one to bring in the 3.8 modules. But as you can see, the French Renault Tier 1 can penetrate the T-18 from almost any angle. Unless you're angled up good, it's about 20 degrees, almost 30 degrees off center. You can make sure that they almost reliably bounce every time. And especially if you come up from above or if you're from the sides or behind, you can easily penetrate the T-18 with the Tier 1 French Renault. And I'm changing this up. I'm going to bring up the PZ2J, a Tier 3 German light heavy scout tank. Very interesting vehicle, very slow, thick armor all the way around, 80 millimeters in the front and 50 in the sides and rear, turret and hull. Very thick armor. I'm going to bring it up from and that's from the French Renault's perspective. You never see this in an actual battle, but I'm going to bring up the Cruiser Mark IV to see how can it, with its best turret and its best gun, with AP and APCR, how can it fare against the equivalent PZ2J. And as you see, we have the AP selected APCR. So right away, you can almost see that the PZ2J is just absolute Swiss cheese when it comes to facing a Cruiser Mark IV. Changing it to AP, it's hard to pen it through the front, but you can easily pen it through the sides and the rear, also through the top as well. It's a great little program. You can spin around the model and look at it from just about any angle. Here we see the perspective of any penetrating shot, and now we're looking at the modules through an X-ray view. So you can see inside your tank where your crew members are, where your engine, where your transmission, your ammo, all of that is located inside of the tank, so you can be better prepared to fight. And it even shows you the percentages of doing damage in a ram. So as we see, the Cruiser Mark IV is going to be hitting the PZ2J, and swapping the perspective, so now the PZ2J is going to ram the Cruiser, which really is never going to happen. The Cruiser is just too fast. But you can see the penetration abilities of the PZ2J up against the Cruiser Mark IV. It's pretty much easily penetratable through any angle, considering that the PZ2J only has a Tier 1 gun and a Tier 3 tank. Once you select APCR, the Cruiser Mark IV is just open for damage. And swapping it back so we can get a final look at the PZ2J. And bringing up a PZ2J, looking at another PZ2J. It's fairly rare to see this in a battlefield, but I have encountered it a couple of times. From above, the PZ2J can penetrate another PZ2J. But from virtually any angle, there's really no way to do it. The only way I was able to do it, since I was nose up against another PZ2J, is to aim and try to hit at the commander's cupola at the top. It's the only perspective from the front square on that you're going to have a chance of doing any damage. And thankfully, I was able to do enough damage that I was able to whittle him down before he realized he could do that to me. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to click subscribe.